up on Mornings on the Hill, we woke up to snow. We'll break down your forecast and how long the snow will stick around.
And this past Sunday, we saw the return of a holiday tradition in the nation's capital. We'll show you how the White House celebrated Easter for the first time since the pandemic.
And the Syracuse Stallions held their TBL All-Star game this weekend. All that and more on this edition of Mornings on the Hill.
Good morning, Syracuse. I'm Rochelle LeGrand. Thank you for starting your day with us on Mornings on the Hill.
And I'm Thomas Cook. Some local colleges were delayed this morning because of the snow, and it has been coming down hard. Our James Catato is live outside to tell us how the streets look. James, good morning.
Thomas, Rochelle, when they said April showers, I don't know if they were talking about this, but you guys missed the snow. I know I definitely did. 32 degrees, feels a little bit colder than that. The roads wet, but definitely drivable. But after about 10 minutes or so, I'm going to tell you why it's going to get a little bit better throughout the week. Back to you guys.
Just yesterday, the Vice Chancellor sent an updated masking requirement to students on campus.
The campus is back in wearing masks and in blue zone. Our Ari Horton joins us live in studio to tell us what that means for students.
Thanks, Thomas. So yes, students only have a few more weeks of school, but the COVID numbers in Onondaga County are at a high level, and the CDC recommends masks be worn indoors. You can see that only 14 counties nationwide are at a high level of transmission. But if we zoom in on New York State, we see that 10 of those counties are in this state and have high levels of community transmission. As of Sunday, there were just a little over 1,600 cases in Onondaga County with around a 17% positivity rate. So following suit, the university reinstated the mask mandate that was dropped before spring break. The COVID level is currently at a blue, which means the mask must be worn in classrooms and at events and facilities where it is necessary. Currently, there are only 145 cases on campus with a positivity rate of 2.5%. The university will continue to monitor the numbers and update masking regulations as needed. Rochelle and Thomas, back to you.
You know that big building on campus that's shaped like a dome? Yeah, it's pretty hard to miss. Well, the Carrier Dome is getting a new name. According to Sportico, the Carrier Dome will be no more. The website says JMA Wireless will be the new presenting sponsor. The university has yet to make an official announcement.
There's been a growing crisis of food insecurity worldwide, and now it's hitting home right here in Syracuse.
Our Marcus Field joins us live to tell us how food banks in the area are trying to step up and help out.
That's right, guys. Food insecurity is unfortunately no new issue in Syracuse, but a local nonprofit is doing anything they can to help. After 2 long years off, Sandwich Saturdays is back and better than ever. We Rise Above the Streets is a nonprofit that focuses on serving the homeless in Syracuse.
Repeat after me. Today, smile. Be kind to one another. Be the reason someone smiles today. If we eat, they eat. Come on, let's go change the world, y'all.
Why was something like this so important for Al-Amin Muhammad to create?
The reason why name tags was created because when I was homeless, I was invisible. Nobody wanted to speak to me. I didn't know nobody's name. So we're coming out there with volunteering, and we're coming out there spreading kindness and love, and they see each volunteers with name tag. You know how big that is?
Poverty and food insecurity is nothing new around Syracuse, as it's already a city that deals with the largest family and child poverty rates in the country, according to the new census data released in March. While poverty rates have gone down ever so slightly, one special guest at Sandwich Saturdays said there's way more work to be done.
We need to use programs like this to meet people where they are to help them today, but then we need to invest in the programs that help them in the long term, getting our kids the resources they need in schools to grow up and be successful, to connect our adult population with job opportunities, to help people lift up and lift themselves up out of poverty.
Rain or shine, help will still be there. We Rise Above the Streets, we'll make sure of it. That's right. And with it being National Volunteer Week, Sandwich Saturdays takes place at Lincoln Middle School at 10 a.m. every Saturday, and anyone can show up and help out. Reporting live on campus, I'm Marcus Veal for Mornings on the Hill.
Thanks, Marcus. New York has approved 52 conditional licenses that will allow hemp farmers to grow recreational marijuana for the next 2 years. Our Morgan Scott spoke with some locals who are also looking to join the emerging market soon.
It has been well over a year since the legalization of recreational marijuana. I spoke with 2 businessmen who say recent legislation has expanded their initial plans to open a marijuana lounge downtown Syracuse.
Just kind of expanding our view of some possibilities for future business in the industry.
Under the new law, the first to be given a dispensary license will be those with a previous cannabis-related criminal offense and experience owning a business.
I think it's a great first step towards some restorative, justice and, making sure that the people that were most affected by the war on drugs have some sort of segue into the industry. It's still a long way to go to achieve, social equity goals in the bill, but it's a good first step.
The 2 are working with organizations like the New York Cannabis Growers and Processors Association to ensure the market is an even playing field for all who want to be involved. Reporting for Mornings on the Hill, I'm Morgan Scott.
Coming up here on Mornings on the Hill is introducing our new DPS Chief Craig A. Stone. He's live in studio with us.
And we take a look at the snowy weather we all woke up to this morning. Stay with us.
Welcome back. Today we have a special guest with me, new Associate Vice President and Chief of Campus Safety and Emergency Management Services, Craig Stone. Chief Stone, how are you doing today? How are you adjusting to being in Syracuse?
Allison, I'm doing great. This weekend I moved in, so I'm an official resident of Syracuse.
All right, that's awesome. Welcome. Now, tell us a little bit about your background before coming here.
Well, I have over 37 years of public safety experience, including a lieutenant with the Columbus Division of Police. I was also Director of Campus Safety and Chief at Cleveland State University, Chief of Police at the Ohio State University, and also Executive Director and Chief of Police at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign. And most recently, I was Deputy Director of Public Safety for the City of Columbus, and now I'm here at Syracuse University.
It's awesome. We're very happy to have you. So now there have been there's been some crime downtown and there have been some break-ins. Now, what advice do you have for students on how to keep themselves safe?
Well, I did some ride-alongs late at night, and I saw our students out in groups enjoying themselves. And so that's one of the tips that we give them. If they are going to go out in a group and make sure that a whole group comes back together. And also, we saw a trend off campus where there were 3 burglaries in which there was no forced entry. So someone left a window unlocked or open or a door unlocked. And we sent out an alert to educate the campus community to make sure that they lock their doors and windows. We want them to make sure that they are safe.
Thank you. And now, what are your top priorities as the new chief?
Well, my number 1 priority is keeping the campus community safe. Number 2, we want to increase our community engagement with our students, whether that's formal or informal programming. And third, we want to continuously assess and evaluate the delivery of customer service and seek advanced accreditation.
Thank you so much for joining me today, Chief Stone, and we look forward to seeing what you do here at Syracuse.
Thank you, Allison.
So now let's check in on the weather. James Catato is live out on Waverly Avenue to tell us what to expect with this snowstorm.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Out here on Waverly Ave. If you saw me before the break, I didn't have this beanie on, but it was literally shorts yesterday, beanie today, you know the vibes. I was walking down University Ave today. I had some snow drip down my neck off a tree. I'm going to stop complaining. Let's take a look at the current weather right now. So for today, 32 degrees, feels like 25, a little bit colder than that. 12-mile-per-hour winds. The high for today is 40 degrees, but don't expect that to do too much against the snow. Headed into tonight, it'll be a low of 36, a chance of showers, and snow likely into the early hours of tomorrow morning. Be mindful of walking back home, though. At night, winds could get up to 30 miles per hour, so you don't want to get blown over. Tomorrow morning, taking a look at tomorrow morning's day planner, things are going to clear out just a little bit. Pretty calm with winds relatively low, between 5 and 8 miles per hour. Chances of some precipitation, maybe some light snow, but it will definitely clear up throughout the day. Maybe some sun will peek through too. Highs near 49, sun poking through the clouds. It's still going to be jacket weather nonetheless, unless you're, getting your pump on at the gym. Maybe you'll wear a t-shirt, maybe some shorts on the walk back. The blood's flowing, but for the most part, jacket weather nonetheless. Taking a look at the 5-day listen, we already talked about Wednesday. Let's move on to Thursday. Showers likely, mostly cloudy with a high near 58. Winds heading southbound, 13 to 16 miles per hour with gusts as high as 30 miles per hour. Chance of precipitation is 70%. On Thursday night, partly cloudy with a low of around 44, and then moving on to Friday, sunny with a high near 58. So that's shorts weather, definitely. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 38. Saturday, partly sunny with a high near 58, and then Saturday night, mostly cloudy with a low around 45, and then moving in to Sunday, yeah, this is the one that you're going to want the sunscreen for. Well, maybe not just yet, but partly sunny with a high near 70, a chance of showers toward the nighttime, mostly cloudy with a low around 51, chance of precipitation is 30%. So although things don't look beautiful right now, it is Syracuse after all. April snow, we're not necessarily used to it. It's going to get better throughout the week, so I would say stay tuned. As you head toward the weekend, it's going to look a little bit nicer. Guys, back to you in the studio.
Hey, James, 70s and sunscreen, can't beat that. Thank you. It's been a long 2 years, but the White House was back in action this weekend with Easter festivities. President Joe Biden and First Lady Jill Biden kicked off the Easter egg roll and egg-ucation reading and even had a special guest, Jimmy Fallon. This has been a tradition since 1878, but just like many things during the pandemic, a pause was put on for the event for the past couple of years. And although it was raining, that didn't ruin the fun. Biden says it was special to be able to gather again and see joy and hear the kids laughing.
And from the White House to the Red House, the local Syracuse Arts Center hosted their annual April Breaks program, where students ages 4 through 14 years old immerse themselves in the world of theater over spring break. Students have 1 week to work with an instructor to create their own play, and Friday marked the first time performances were open to the public. We talked to the Red House about the skills the students gained from participating.
All of these skills are translatable into other careers as well, and real life and school success. So, we really want a lot of these young students to come out and, get to know the arts from a different perspective, and it's fun.
Hannah also added that this program was just a little taste of what's to come in a few months when their summer break program begins. Enrollment is still open, and you can visit redhouse.org for more information.
Coming up here on Mornings on the Hill, all the stars were shining in Syracuse over the weekend, and Lemoyne is looking to take their talents to Division I. We'll have all that and more in sports.
The first ever TBL All-Star Weekend was held right here in Central New York. Hi everyone, I'm Caitlin McCarthy. Justin Moss and Christian Nobles represented the Syracuse Stallions in the TBL versus NBL Canada All-Star Game. Syracuse players Zakiah Owens and Brandon Crothers showing their support for the Stallions, and the TBL led the entire game. Both Stallions players finished in double figures. Justin Moss recorded 14 points and 3 rebounds, while Syracuse's leading scorer Christian Nobles recorded a double-double with 10 assists and 10 boards. The TBL defeated the NBL Canada 155-150. TBL's Chris Darrington recorded 35 points, 4 assists, and 3 boards, and Darrington was rewarded Player of the Game. I spoke with Christian Nobles on his thoughts what playing in the All-Star Game meant to him.
I'm with Syracuse Stallions player Christian Nobles. And Christian, tell me what it was like when you first heard that you were going to be in this All-Star Game.
I was shocked actually. I didn't think I was gonna get it this year, to be honest with you. But when I found out, I was happy. It was a blessing to be recognized from thousands of players, so it's a blessing.
Take a trip down I-90 to take on the Albany Saturday night. Syracuse women's lacrosse defeated Louisville 23-13 to earn their 6th win in the last 7 games. all tied up at 7 with 1 minute to go in the second. And who else but Megan Tyrell for the goal. Tyrell tallied 5 of the 8 goals for Syracuse in the first half, but Louisville kept up with Syracuse the entire game. In the third quarter, the Orange won a 4-0 run, including this goal from Maddie Baxter for her 7th goal of the season to put Syracuse up 12-8. The Cardinals responded with a goal of their own, but it's Syracuse's Jenny Markey taking it all the way downfield herself. She gets the hat trick, and later in the third, Syracuse up 16-10. It's going to be Syracuse's Natalie Smith making defender Smith to find the back of the net for the score, and late in the fourth, a free position play. Syracuse is 13 of 22 on this, and they'll make it 14 of 23 with that goal right here. Syracuse wins 23-13 over Louisville. They will host the Albany Great Danes in the Dome this afternoon. Draw at 4 p.m. Women's lacrosse wasn't the only team to face Louisville over the weekend. Syracuse softball took on the Cardinals in a 3-game series, but they didn't have as much luck like the lacrosse team did. Syracuse went scoreless in Friday's matchup, losing 8-0, and Taylor Robbie and Cameron Greenwood both scored home runs for the Cardinals. On Saturday, Kelly Green recorded her 28th RBI of the season to give the Orange a 1-0 lead, but the Cardinals responded with a run in the bottom of the second, and the Cardinals will win 4-1. And on Sunday, the Cardinals scored 2 runs in the bottom of the first, and the Orange quickly responded with 2 runs of their own in the top of the second, but it was Dylan Cravens who scored on a wild pitch in the 4th inning, and the Cardinals swept the series to win 3-2 in their final matchup. Now, Lemoyne College is exploring a possibility of making a jump in divisions, and our Calvin Christopher was live this morning with the story.
Hey, Caitlin, by now, most of you are familiar with this team, the St. Peter's Peacocks. You know, the story on how the Peacocks took the nation by storm and became the first ever 15 seed to make the Elite Eight in the NCAA men's basketball tournament. But you might not know this about St. Peter's. If they were located here in Syracuse, they would have the 3rd largest athletic budget behind SU, yes, but also behind Lemoyne. And that's one of the factors pushing the Dolphins into potentially making the jump to Division I. The Jesuit College, with just about 2,800 undergrads, is currently a member of the NE10, the premier lacrosse conference in Division II, but are also looking to make a jump to Division I or see what a jump down to Division III would do for the university. Now, the school currently spends around $7.5 million a year on athletics, and if it wants to move up, that would have to go up to $10 million. As far as a conference to go to, the MAAC is a group that just makes way too much sense. Not only is it home to close schools like Canisius and Niagara, Lemoyne was actually a member of the conference back in 2007 in select sports, but left because not all of the sports they played were in the Division I level. As far as a timetable to see whether Lemoyne goes up, goes down, or stays set at D2, well, that's set to come in the near weeks or the near months. Guys?
Still to come here on Mornings in the Hill, the Kardashians are taking a visit to court.
And we'll be talking about the new music from the award-winning rapper. Stay with us.
Welcome back. I'm Lauren Helmbrecht with your entertainment update. Have you ever thought about tweeting at your favorite celebrity and then they actually respond? Well, that's exactly what happened to Twitter user @RapTalkSK. The hip hop and music account tweeted back in February that Kendrick Lamar was retired from music. Lamar is a Grammy and Pulitzer award-winning rapper who hasn't released an album since 2017's Damn. But yesterday, Lamar took to Twitter and responded to the months-old tweet with a link to Lamar's website. There, he officially announced his new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, will be released on May 13th. Speaking about the music industry, a drug dealer has been sentenced to 11 years in prison in connection to the death of Mac Miller. The rapper died 4 years ago from a drug overdose in Los Angeles, and yesterday Ryan Rivas appeared in federal court in LA. The court had previously charged Rivas and 2 other men with conspiring to distribute controlled substances, resulting in the death. That was when oxycodone pills that were provided to Miller were laced with fentanyl. And in a Supreme Court in Los Angeles, a different Supreme Court, jury members could keep up with the Kardashian Blac Chyna drama. Jury selection began yesterday in the lawsuit between the former family members, with Kim, Khloe, and others in attendance. Back in 2017, socialite Blac Chyna claimed the Kardashian family was responsible for influencing the cancellation of a Keeping Up with the Kardashians spinoff called Rob & Chyna. Chyna was previously engaged to Rob Kardashian, and the two have a daughter together named Doreen. China's lawsuit says that the show's cancellation has hurt her emotionally and financially. She's seeking $40 million in damages. Attorneys for both sides plan to question 24 potential jurors later today. That's all for your entertainment update. For Mornings on the Hill, I'm Lauren Helmbrecht.
And also this morning, you saw Marcus Veal outside. Well, he also let us know it is National Volunteer Week. This is a great opportunity to say thank you to all the volunteers across the country, including fire departments, ambulances here in Syracuse, and don't forget about our food banks. These volunteers step into vital roles and help fill all gaps across the nation.
And this is the perfect week to get involved. We're 3 days into Earth Week, and yes, I said Earth Week, not Earth Day. The extension of the day into a week allows for a celebration of the preservation and protection of our planet for us, our wildlife, and for future generations to come. Make sure you're on the lookout for a lot of different community service activities that we have going on this week. And that's going to do it for us today, this Tuesday morning here on Mornings in the Hill. I'm Rochelle LeGrand. Don't forget to follow us on social media.
And I'm Thomas Cook. Thanks so much for watching Orange Nation. We'll see you next Tuesday and this Friday right here on OTN at 10 a.m.